Good afternoon, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for this video. I hope you're all well. Well guys, aren't you the lucky ones? This is the second time now in a week I am back out in the woods, and today we are looking at a brand new bit of kit recently sent over to the channel for review. Now then, there comes a time in every age-advanced, slightly overweight bushcrafter's life where you just want to roll up to camp and have the easiest, most laziest day possible in the woods. Now, the one task that comes to my mind that requires the most effort and physical energy exertion is the collection of firewood. Now, we can use various means for collecting firewood, but the majority of us bushcrafters do use a saw that is pretty much engineered for use in a woodland environment. Now, ladies and gents, in my honest humble opinion, the Seesii Big Boy Outback is probably the greatest saw ever designed to carry out into a woodland environment to make short work of your labour-intensive task of collecting firewood at camp. But unfortunately, as good as this saw is, it does still require a degree of effort, although I will say a lot less than other saws, but you do still have to put the work in when using this saw. But, ladies and gents, don't you fret, because as mentioned before, there are other options on the market, and today we are looking at just one of them. Today we are looking at the Seesii, or Seesii 6-inch cordless electric pruning chainsaw. Let's see what's in the box. Right guys, so let's check out the contents of the box. So the box is, it's of decent quality, catches are okay. It is going to protect your saw inside, so there's no worries there. It does look rugged enough. So first of all, we're greeted with the instructions, a couple of things there in a nice plastic case. We have the saw itself. Looks decent enough quality there. We have the oil reservoir on the top, pump, and the catch there to activate the saw. Oh, looks very nice. Nice new chain. We do get a spare chain in the box, and we also have the guard here. We have two 21 volt, 4,000 milliamp batteries, and these have come fully charged, as you can see there. We do also get a pair of cheap gloves in there, a spare 6-inch saw for the bar and the charger. Now, I was surprised that we did not receive in the box something that I thought might have been quite important, but I have brought my own. So we do get these, you know, the gloves. They ain't going to protect your hands against that blade should the unfortunate happen, but I'd rather trade them for a good pair of safety glasses. Now, I have checked other reviews on this saw, and some of them do include these. This one didn't, so I've included my own. We also have a fill bottle for the oil, chain oil. We have a screw for tensioning the bar, I'm guessing, the chain, sorry. And we also have a fitment for extra control and guidance, and that just fits into the side of the saw. Battery simply slots inside, just like so, and the saw is ready to go after we've put some chain oil in there, which we'll do now. Now, I paid a visit to my local hardware store yesterday and picked up some chain oil. This is £10 a litre. I'm not going to disclose where this is from, but you'll probably know yourself if you're from the UK. But this is what we'll be putting in the saw today. Now, for everyone's amusement, we are going to try this on camera. I'm hoping I can just put a little hole in there to make as little mess as possible. And then we can introduce the oil to the saw. Now, I will say you do have to nip the top off of this bottle, and I totally knew how to do that the first time. I didn't try and fill this without doing that. And then we can introduce the oil to the saw. I'm guessing one bottle of this will fill. Oh, there we go. We are at capacity. Now, as you can see there, we do have oil in the pump reservoir. I've pumped that through, and we've also got oil residue on the bar, which shows that is now lubricating the chain. So, now that the saw is powered and oiled, let's see what she can do. Well, that's going in the frying pan. So ladies and gents, as you've seen from that short demonstration there, the Seesii cordless electric 6-inch pruning chainsaw is quite the effective tool in a woodland environment. Now ladies and gents, there are a couple of things to be mindful of to keep the saw safe and well maintained under use in the woods. First of all is the oil reservoir here. So after around 5 or 10 cuts, depending on the diameter of your wood, we are going to reintroduce some oil into the reservoir there, around 10 to 20 mil, just to keep that topped up. And then we're going to depress this button around 2 or 3 times just to circulate the oil. That will keep the chain and the bar well lubricated. Now the second thing to be mindful of when using the saw in the woods is chain tension. Now after prolonged use, the chain can stretch and become slack. If it becomes too slack, it runs a risk of bouncing off the bar, which can snag you, snag your skin, which we do not want. So a very easy method now to bring that back up to safe. As you can see there now, we're absolutely fine. That's about as much as you want. So we have a wing nut on the side of the body here, and I'll loosen that off. And then there's a screw, as you can see there, just runs alongside the bar. We're going to screw that up, tension that up, and then lock that back into place, and that will take up any slack on the chain. Now, as you probably saw yourselves when we were operating the saw on the thicker diameter wood, we were getting a bit of vibration and a bit of bouncing. Simple remedy to that, just let the weight of the saw do the cutting, just let the chain do its job. Don't force it through the wood. I was getting a bit overzealous because I was a bit excited, but yeah, the saw is perfectly capable of cutting through that wood on its own without you forcing it through. Now, alongside the 6-inch model we've got here, they do an 8-inch model, but with the 6-inch, you're going to be cutting through 4 to 5.5-inch diameter wood. Anything more than that, and I think you're going to be straining the motor and putting yourself at risk of injury. So 4 to 5.5 inch, and you should be totally safe. The quality of the saw itself feels surprisingly nice. No creaky plastics, no nasty plastic burrs, and the screws look to be security star drive screws. So yeah, feels very, very nice in the hand, and it does feel like a quality plastic. We have a nice brushless motor in there, and again with the 21 volt 4000 amp batteries, that should give you ample power for a good hour's use per battery in the woods. Now, for all the positives the saw possesses, the ease of use and the speed of cutting, there are a couple of caveats, especially for the likes of me and you. And believe it or not, the size and weight of this thing is not one of them. With the battery installed, you're looking at about 1.6, 1.7 kilo. And again, with the dimensions of this saw, it is very easily packable, especially if you sacrifice something like an axe. No, the major downside to this for me is the noise. It is quite a noisy thing, especially in a woodland environment. Especially if you're not meant to be in that woodland environment. Now, when we compare the noise of this saw to a traditional handsaw, this is very, very noisy, especially when we're cutting through the wood. And unfortunately, that could attract unwanted attention to your camp area. But something like this is going to be perfect living in the back of your car, in your trunk or your boots. You never know when you're going to come across a downed tree on a road, or maybe you just want it there as an emergency saw. You might go camping a lot where they allow use of these tools, and it's going to accelerate your firewood collecting. It's a great little tool. What I'd like to do now, just for a bit of fun, is do a bit of a saw off between the Silky Outback Big Boy and this. We're going to do 3 cuts on a good diameter thickness trunk and see just how fast this is compared to the Silky Outback Gone Boy Outback Silky. So, right, so we've got ourselves the perfect candidate here. We have a large maple that went down some point last year, and we're around, I'd say we're probably not far off the limit of the saw, around 4 inch thick. So we'll go with the Seesii first, and then we'll try with the Outback Big Boy. That's seasoned maple there, and straight through it, not bad at all. And then we've got the exceptionally beautiful Big Boy Outback from Seesii saw. Probably not in the best position here. This is a pull saw. You having fun yet? This would be a lot easier with two hands, but unfortunately the branch is wobbling, which is a problem you don't have with the chainsaw. Now I dare say you would get through that a little bit faster using both hands and this being stationary, but you know, it's a traditional, bloody tiring, but it is better than the majority of saws out there. So it does require effort, but not as much as most. The price of the Seesii 6-inch electric pruning chainsaw is around £50 UK, so 65-70 US dollars. But the good news is, if you've watched the video up to this point, Seesii have very, very kindly given me one of these units to give away to one of you lucky viewers. So, if you are still watching and you would like to win one of these for yourself, simply in the comments, just write "I'm in." You will need to be subscribed to the channel, but after you've received your prize, you will be able to unsubscribe and bugger off, like a lot of you do. But there you go. So in the comments, type "I'm in." I will announce the winner next week using a lucky wheel. And good luck to all of you. So, awesome little saw, but for grabs. And if you compare the price of the Seesii to the Seesii Outback Big Boy here, if memory serves me correct, these are actually around £150 to £170 in the UK. The blade itself is over £50 to replace. So, what makes more sense to you? Right, ladies and gents, so I'm going to wrap the video up there. Thank you very much for joining me for this video. And if you remain to the end, thank you even more. I appreciate your time. But I've really enjoyed playing with the Seesii 6-inch electric pruning chainsaw today in the woods. I think it's a fantastic little setup. 2 batteries there, everything you need to get going, barring your chain oil, bar oil. And for 50 squids, you know, it's not a lot of money, is it? So yeah, fantastic little saw there. Now the video is over for the review, but I'm going to remain in the woods and fry my sausage up in the frying pan. So you're welcome to stick around. I'm going to get a little fire going in my Winterworld titanium stove and get some sausages in my frying pan and in my face. So until the next one, you stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again, guys. Bye bye. Oh, just 1 minute. We've been recording today's video on the S26 Ultra. The S24 has now been retired, so please let me know what the footage was like on here. Audio will remain the same because I'm using external audio, but the S24 is no more. We're on the S26 Ultra. It looks fantastic from where I'm seeing it. I don't know what it looks like. No, it looks... See you in a bit. Bye-bye. Oh, let's get some scran on. You didn't really think it was my real sausage, did you? That'd be in the chipolata pack. Oh, perfect seats. Maybe not. Bloody hell, are you guys still here? Well, I'm sorry. All these are for me, so I'll see you in the next one.